welcome back to the layout. This video will be a review of the HO scale Athearn Genesis CN-944 CWL. The model we're going to be looking at today is the 2520. This unit came factory equipped with the Soundtraxx Tsunami II DCC sound encoder and LED lighting. The first thing we'll do is take a look in the box and see what's included with this model. Alright, so it comes in the standard clamshell packaging there. You got some Athearn literature, you got your exploded parts diagram, the diesel locomotive operator's manual and sound guide for the Tsunami II decoder, warranty stuff, and then in the packaging here they've got a little parts pocket, and we've got some roller bearing caps. So this model is equipped with actual rolling bearing caps, so that's pretty cool, and they've sent along 4 extras in case you lose them. Alright, so the next thing we'll do is get down to track level, take a really up close look at the detail on this model. But we've got the CN specific features of this model. We've got the 4-window cab, obviously the wide cab, the Canadian style anti-climbers. Has operating class lights on the nose, which is really cool. I can't wait to take a look at those when we get into the lighting. You can see down below there it's got the CN style walkway with the multi-piece etched snow grates. Very Canadian specific feature to deal with the amount of snow that these units were expected to operate in, so that you've got the grating that allows the snow to fall through on the walkways. The long hood there, just to the right of the stack, you can see that it's got the curved style of hood, and it has the early tabbed dynamic brake intake panels. Bottom detail here before we move on to the engineer's side. Alright, now that we've had a look at some of the detail on this model, let's put it on the scale and see what it weighs in at. "623 grams, 22 ounces. Alright, that's pretty heavy, and just out of curiosity, I've got the last run Athearn Genesis ES44 here. That thing only weighs in at 541, so they've really increased the weight, and these units are pretty much the same size. That's impressive. 623 grams. So that should translate in some really good pulling and pushing ability, and that's what we'll do next. We'll get the Micromark pull meter, and we'll see what this unit can do. Alright, so this test is really simple. We'll do the pull test 3 times, we'll take the average of it, spin it around, we'll do the push test 3 times, same thing, we'll take the average of it. $100 grams. $100 grams. And 100 grams. So that's 3 tests, all pulling 100 grams there, which is 3.53 ounces. It's interesting because this unit's quite a bit heavier than those ES44 ACs, but it could pull less. Those ES44 ACs can pull 110 grams. It's interesting. Let's spin it around and see what the push test can do. Alright, drawbar push test. Let's have a look at what this thing can do. $105. $105. And 105. So slightly more on the drawbar push. That's 3.7 ounces. Alright, next thing we'll do is hop back down to track level, and let's take a listen to some of the sound functions included with this model. Alright, here's the function list before we get started. So you can pause the video here if you want to read through these. I'll also include a link to the Athearn website for this locomotive. Alright, I'm sitting here in the dark just so that we can see some of these really subtle light features that it has. These ones come on just with track power, so you've got the ground light on the engineer's side there. That's so the engineer can see if he's moving, if he's on the pull or push at nighttime. And then it's also got the cab door step light, which is really cool. And they've done a really nice job. It's just subtle enough that you can see it, but it really adds to the realism there because that's a prototypical feature. Alright, let's check out some of the other lighting functions. So we've got our headlight, dual headlight, nice and bright, and I like that it's got that kind of fade on, fade off. And here's the ditch lights. Super bright. Really nice looking lights. We've also got F6 is the number boards, which are individually lit and controlled, which is awesome. And then all the way up at F24, look at this. Individually controlled class lights. How cool is that? Shut my computer off again just so you can see these lighting functions up head on. So really nice lighting on this model. Man, they did a nice job with this. Alright, we'll turn it around and take a look at the rear headlight. Alright, so we've got ground lighting on the conductor side, which is awesome as well, and the rear door light. Alright, here's the rear headlight. This unit's not equipped with rear ditch lights, so all it has is the single rear headlight. And just like the front headlights, nicely done. Dims on and off. We'll just take a look head on without my computer monitor here and see how bright it looks. Really nice lighting on this thing. I'm impressed. It's not over the top either in person. It kind of looks really bright on the camera, but in person it's really nice. Alright, we'll wrap this video up with a quick summary. Basically, when I took this thing out of the box, I was blown away. The roller bearing caps, all the Canadian detail. Just fantastic job by Athearn Genesis. Like all the other review and test videos, the full breakdown and all the score and everything will be in the video info, so check that out down below. I'll also include all the information from Athearn and just road name specific stuff. All that will be down there. Kind of high level, and the detail on this thing is amazing. All the road specific details for CN. The artwork is like phenomenal on it. It's super crisp. I love that they've got the voltage on the rear headlight. There's a little warning sticker underneath that. Like, that's the kind of stuff that's just super cool. On the weight side, it's super heavy Locomotive. I mean, I think this is the heaviest one I've ever tested from Athearn Genesis, and I thought that their latest run ES44 AC was heavier. This thing's quite a bit heavier, almost another 100 grams heavier, 80 grams. The drawbar push and pull is also very good compared to everything else in the industry. Not as good as the ES44 AC, which is, again, kind of puzzled by that, why the Gevo has a little bit more pushing and pulling ability, but still this is a really good puller for anyone's fleet. Compare this to anything else I've tested in the past, you'll see that it's right up in the top 3 for sure. The lighting is phenomenal on this thing. They've done a really good job. It's not too bright, there's not a bunch of light bleed coming out anywhere, especially with how many different lights they've got on this thing. The headlights and ditch lights are nice and bright, like you'd expect them to be, and then all the other lighting features are right on par with what you'd expect to see on the real thing. In my opinion, they absolutely nailed the lighting on this thing. And the sound is really great. I like this sound file from Soundtraxx. Kind of around that notch 3, notch 4, it really starts to chug, kind of like you know that GE 4-stroke chugging sound that everybody knows. So I like that about it. The sound is good. The horn out of the box is way too loud, but that could be fixed. If you would have told me even 5 years ago that Athearn Genesis was going to come out with a Dash 9 CWL and CN that had LED lighting, I would have thought you were crazy. I would have told you were crazy. I mean, I'm one of those guys that had, a whole bunch of these old Caslo kits and a bunch of Kato Dash 9s that I was going to kind of kit bash and build a few of these. So to have one of these and ready to run, it's hard to believe now that this is such a fantastic product in ready to run. So look forward to seeing this thing on the head end of some trains on my layout coming up in the next couple months. That'll wrap up this review and test. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.